Hi guys, it's Hayden. I am a sophomore at the University of Michigan, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can pay for college. So first, I wanted to be super transparent in how I pay for college. I have my parents paying a certain amount that they allotted when I was in high school that I knew that they'd be paying, and then the rest is kind of up to me. So taking out student loans, getting scholarships, all that kind of stuff. So the first thing that you should do is fill out the FAFSA, and the FAFSA, if you don't know, is basically like the government financial aid services. I'm pretty sure the website is like fafsa.gov. Basically, you fill that out with your entire information. So your parents' income, your income, all that kind of stuff. And it may tell you how much your family contribution is expected to be. When I was a senior in high school, for some of my schools, I had to fill out the CSS profile, which is like College Board's version of the financial aid thing, and their expected family income was a lot lower, which I actually think was helpful with my current college because I believe Michigan took the CSS profile along with the FAFSA one, and that kind of helped me get some extra financial aid. Okay, so once you get your FAFSA back, it'll tell you how much your family contribution is expected. It says EFC, estimated family contribution, and that's how we'll draft your financial aid packet. In about March or April, you'll get a financial aid package from your school. So it'll lay out work study options, subsidized and unsubsidized loans, scholarships that you got, grants that the school gave you, and whatnot. This might be kind of confusing, so I'll explain what each of these things are. The first thing that I said was work study. So a lot of schools offer a work study program where you work about like 15 hours a week. They'll put the money that you make in that towards your tuition, or sometimes you can do like a different program where you get like some of it and pay some of it to your tuition, and it definitely is helpful if you don't have a lot of options in terms of loans and stuff. So then the other thing that you'll see on your financial aid package is subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Those are governmental loans, which means that they have a lower interest rate. Subsidized loans is the better of the two in my opinion, because you don't have to start paying interest until after you've graduated, or at least it's deferred a little while, whereas unsubsidized loans is accruing interest the second that you take that loan out. I'm filming this in 2023, and the government has actually currently put a pause on all interest on student loans, so it's at a 0% interest rate currently. However, that will change once they're kind of done with their COVID packages and reliefs and all that kind of stuff. Most of the time you'll see the unsubsidized and subsidized loans on your financial aid package. Then the next thing that you're going to see on your financial aid package is any kind of scholarship that you've gotten. From my school, I think I got like $8,000 in scholarship or grant money. It's basically the same thing, basically money that I don't have to give back to the school. I believe this was based off of financial need. However, when I looked up the specific grant that I got online, it didn't really give any indication of that. That is basically what you'll see on your financial aid package. And then I'm going to talk about some things that you can do if your financial aid package doesn't cover how much you need it to cover. So I know for me personally, me and my parents take out Parent Plus loans, which this is actually through the government as well, and so there's less interest on it, and it's through your parents, so technically my name is not associated with it at all. But I do know that it's a lot easier to get that loan than to get private loans, and I'll explain what the private loans are in a second, but your parents do have to apply for that. And so if that isn't an option for you, another option that you can do is private student loans. Private student loans is how I paid for the majority of my freshman year. For the most part, you have to have a good credit score to get a private student loan. And I know that if you're a freshman or just young in general, you probably don't have a good credit score. I know I didn't. So they kind of recommend that you have a cosigner, and most of the time that is parents or family members. And I've been definitely lucky that I've been able to have my parents co-sign on these loans, and I know not everyone has that option. That kind of makes it more difficult, and that's when like things like work study comes into play, is when you can't get the private loans but you need to pay for college somehow. So work study programs are super good for that. So I'm going to be talking about my private student loans. So I took them out of Earnest. In fact, I really liked Earnest. I feel like their program is super straightforward. They just ask for all your information, they do a background check, all that kind of stuff, and then they directly work with the school. So once you get approved for it, the school does most of the work, and so that was super helpful because all I had to do was fill out the application. Earnest Loans is a private company, so your rates will be a lot more expensive than your governmental loans. And at least for me, they have started accruing interest immediately. The next thing I'm gonna be talking about are grants and scholarships. I kind of group these together because grants and scholarships are both money that someone is giving you that you don't actually have to pay back. When I was in high school, I applied for a decent amount of scholarships/grants. I do know that a lot of colleges have alumni programs and clubs in different areas, especially if you're from like a bigger city, and they a lot of times do want to help sponsor kids at school. The other thing to apply for is Rotary Club scholarships. If you're still in high school, I would look at any high school scholarships that your school gives out, and your school probably just has a decent amount of scholarships that they know about or grants. So look at your high school. If you're in college, go on to your college's website and look at scholarships through their scholarship portal. Literally anything that you can do to help pay for college is what you should do. I've kind of outlined all these different ways that you can pay. So work study programs, Parent Plus, subsidized and unsubsidized loans, private loans, scholarships, grants. And so these are kind of all the ways that you can pay for college. I mean, there's probably a lot of other ways. And I do think that investing in an education is so important. Another way that you can pay for college that I think has become kind of a popular way to go about college is going the community college route and then transferring to a 4-year. So most community colleges are 2 years, and a lot of kids that I know did the 2-year community college program and then applied to a 4-year school. When you do that, you're still getting the degree from the school with the name and the title. However, you're saving a lot of money because you're going to community college for 2 years, so you're only really paying the expensive part for 2 years. So that was the end of my video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, really anything about financially paying for college or just college in general, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I will answer them as soon as possible. But I hope this video was super helpful for you guys and kind of gave you guys some more insight on all the different ways that you can pay for college. And with that being said, I hope that you have an amazing day, and I love each and every one of you. Mwah.